Brought to you by the Business Council of Alabama, Alabama's most effective advocate for business and industry.
The guest for the Business Council of Alabama's inaugural 2-Minute Tuesday is House Speaker Mike Hubbard. Welcome, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you. It's always good to be with the BCA.
Bills in the legislature would authorize public charter schools. Why is it important for the business community to be involved in charter schools?
Well, it's important to the education of our kids, and so therefore it's important to the business community because the business community is the consumer of the education product. And it is incumbent upon us to make sure that we provide the tools to produce the best educated and the most skilled workforce that we can possibly provide. Charter schools, it's not going to be a silver bullet. It's not going to solve every problem in education, but it is a very strong tool that will help us to get there. Charter schools are public schools, but they operate a little differently in that it encourages more innovation in order to educate their kids. And you can use lots of different ideas, lots of different elements that it's very difficult to do in a traditional public school. We're one of the few states that have not passed public school, have not passed charter schools. And so really, in a way, that's good because we've been able to look at the states where it's worked very well. We've also been able to look at the states where they have had some problems and could have done it better. And so I believe that the bill that we'll be looking at here in the next few days is a very, very good bill. It's well thought out. I think it's going to be a great tool for the education community to utilize in certain areas where it's needed. Obviously, it's going to continue to help us with our failing school situation along with the Accountability Act. So, I just believe that every option that we can provide, we should, because you shouldn't really tie yourself down. Different areas of the state have different needs and different challenges, and I think our job is just to provide as many tools as we can.
Another bill would fund Career Tech dual enrollment scholarships. How do these scholarships help students and business?
Well, dual enrollment has been a phenomenal success. We passed that in the last quadrennium. Chancellor Mark Heinrich of the community college system told us that if we passed it, it would be a game changer. And I believe that Chancellor Heinrich is exactly right. It has been a game changer. And it's worked so well that our goal is to double the amount of scholarships that are available to Alabama kids, from $5 billion to $10 billion. It makes perfect sense to do this because we already have a great community college system and technical school system. And there are some kids that are not interested in or don't want to or are not the type of kid that wants to go to a four-year school. But they need to have some training to make sure that they have the skills necessary to be successful in life. And so, it makes perfect sense if you can get to these kids in the 8th or 9th grade with a career coach and say, have you thought about being a diesel mechanic? How about a machinist? Because there's a 100% chance you're going to be employed and you'll always be in demand. You get a kid interested in that. They go to high school for the first part of the day, and then the second part of the day, they're on a scholarship. They go to a technical school and they learn a trade. So when they graduate from high school, they have a high school diploma, an associate's degree, a certificate, and they're ready to go to work. And it makes perfect sense. You look at other states, Florida, for example, their dropout rate plummeted when they instituted dual enrollment. I believe the same thing is going to happen here because you can make sure that the kid understands why he or she is in school, and it's to learn a trade. And I'm excited about us expanding that. I think that it is great that we're involving businesses now to find out what you need, what type of a skilled worker do you need, and make sure that we're supplying the product that the business and industry needs.
That concludes 2-Minute Tuesday for this week. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, sir.